fill in the blanks over here. Procam International under the aegis of Union International. Now, before we get to this question, understand that Procam International, we are talking about, this one is slightly confusing, okay? Union International Motor Nautic and P1 Global will introduce the Indian Grand, okay, this is pronounced as Grand Prix, okay, not Prix, okay? So, and what is the meaning? You will see this word popping up every now and then whenever we are talking about championship or world championship of motorcycle racing or motorbike racing and something like that. Of the Sea in March, Grand Prix of the Sea in March. It consists of 7 teams with 2 boats each competing on a 5.2 kilometer course. The event is scheduled to be held in Mumbai along the iconic Marine Drive. So what is this whole statement talking about? It is talking about reinventing the Indian coastline. Reinventing the Indian coastline. You see, rev up. Rev up means, what is the meaning of revving up? Anyone? It means increase the rate or speed or power or become more active as well. Okay, so I'm revved up for the performance tonight or something like that, and exploit the potential of India's huge coastline. A new spectator sport, powerboat racing, is expected to rev up and exploit the potential of India's huge coastline. That is one. Our aim is to reinvent the huge potential of India's coastline. Okay, so both are talking about India's coastline and is true. Okay, so 1 and 2 we will keep it that way. Power boats can race in just 6 feet of water and can reach. We are not talking about power boats. This is not a fact. So let's just completely remove that option. After Formula 1 car racing, India is set to witness P1 power boat racing on its show. Okay, can be one. Unlike in F1, where cars are different for different drivers, all boats taking part in the race will have in this race. Which race are we talking about? So starting statement cannot be something which has a preposition, sorry, a pronoun that is without even mentioning the noun. Okay, yes, revolution up. Yes, that's the meaning. Procam International under the aegis of Union, why should it not be 1 and 2? Can anyone give me an explanation? Why should it not be? Because this one is very confusing. We have only striked out 2 weaklings in this question. So what should be? Why is it a lot of people? Shubham is saying 4, Rani is saying 4. Why should it be 4 and not 1 or 2? I understand, okay, I got the answer as 4, but why is it 4 and why is it not 1 or 2 is my question. Okay, it will not be 2 definitely. Now again we can strike out 2. Why will it not be 2? Because our aim, it starts with our aim. Now this is, okay, if you look at the statement, this is not a first person talking to someone, okay, this is information. Okay, so our aim is to reinvent the huge potential of, no one is talking over here, so it cannot start with our aim. So 2 is definitely not the one. Now tell me, why should it not be 1 and why should it be 4? Yes, we need the name of the Grand Prix in the introduction, and that's why we will use 4 and not 1. A new spectator sport, powerboat racing, is expected to rev up and exploit the potential of India's huge coastline. It does not clarify what we are talking about. Introduction has to have what exactly are we talking about. Okay, so we are talking about what we are talking about, P1 powerboat racing, okay, on its shore, and the name of the powerboat racing is Procam International. Okay, so 4 is right answer, not 1. Yes, Formula 1 car racing, and we are set to witness P1 powerboat racing on its shore. I think that is the right explanation. This is again posted by Priyanka. Good question. Try to look at the question and see if you can solve it. In each of the following questions, a short passage is given with one of the lines in the passage missing and represented by a blank. Select the best out of the 5 choices given to make this passage complete and coherent. I hope all of you know what is the meaning of coherent. Coherent means logically complete and sound. Okay, so a passage is given, a short passage is given, and there is a part that is missing from the passage. So you have to tell, based on what you read till here, what should be the starting statement out of the 5 options that you have been given. Which one would be the starting statement? Let's just read it. A life insurance cover provides a number of benefits to an individual, including reduction in taxable income. Okay, so we are talking about life insurance and what are the benefits of life insurance? Benefits to individual in reduction of taxable income. That's how they benefited. However, that means a contradictory statement is going to come forward. There is usually confusion over the tax benefit aspect of the life insurance policy. So there is a confusion. We are talking about even though life insurance cover provides reduction in taxable income, there is a confusion. On what aspect? On the tax benefits of this aspect. Okay, so now we have the example. Okay, you see these words, you should pay very close attention to these words. For instance, now there's going to be an example. So even if I don't read this part, I know that there is going to be an example that is coming. Even though I don't read this part, I know that there is going to be a conclusion over here. Oh, sorry, a contradictory idea over here. Something that is completely opposite to the previous statement. Okay, it is a common perception, for instance, it is a common perception that the entire premium amount is deducted from taxable income, or the entire maturity amount is exempt from tax. So this is the misconception that people have. This is the example of the misconception that people have. People think that the entire premium amount is deducted, or some people also think that the entire maturity amount is exempt from tax. Now, so what should come next? Let's just quickly read the next line. The claim for deductions or exceptions is based on the eligibility criteria and the type of insurance policy taken by the individual. So this is the actual truth. Okay, so this is the fact. Okay, so we are presented by fact in the end. Okay, so we have got, however, we have got for instance. Now let's see which part should. However, note that this benefit is subject to certain conditions. We have already discussed the next statement is a fact. Okay, let me just, okay. This is a complete, this statement does not fit here because we have already spoken about the confusion, and we have given the example of the confusion. Okay, so this subject to certain conditions, we will not discuss it now. Okay, for policies issued before 31st March 2012, the ceiling is higher at 20%. Very vague information, not required. This benefit is for policies taken either for self, spouse or children. Again, we are not talking about the benefit in these policies, we are talking about the confusion. However, no TDS is deducted if the insurance proceeds received are less than £1 lakh. Again, we are not talking about how much TDS is deducted and so on, but that is not the case always. Yeah. Okay, this is the example, and here the next statement, if it says that is not the case always and then clarifies what the case is, this is the fact at the end. So this is not the case, till here is not the case, should be the right answer for this question. 5. Everyone agrees? Let's move on to the next question. Here's the next question. Which is dash of the two paintings attractive? So you are supposed to use attractive over here in in a manner that is appropriate, in a manner that is grammatically correct. Okay, so what should, yes, more attractive would be the right answer. Why? Because we are supposed to use, when we are comparing two things, then we are supposed to use a comparative adjective, not the superlative one. Okay, so more attractive would be better than most attractive. Most attractive is the superlative form. So the right answer when you're comparing two things, it should be more attractive and not most attractive. Yes. Okay, so this is the next question. We will discuss the next question. Till then, at Davos, I look forward to dash my vision for India's future engagement with the international community. Now this is a very, very interesting question. Okay, C, definitely yes. At Davos, I look forward to sharing my vision, okay, for India's future engagement with the international community. Yes, that is right. But if you look at the options are in pairs. So which other pair can be used apart from sharing? Which other word can be used, which other option can be used apart from sharing for this statement? C is correct. What else? So add will definitely not be there. Take will definitely not be there. One, we are left with communion. Now I don't know how many of you know about this, but I'm sure you must have heard Holy Communion is something that Christians have. Okay, so that is a different communion, and there's another meaning of communion that is over here, and the meaning of communion is the sharing or exchanging. You can't take someone's vision. Okay, you cannot say I'm looking forward to take my vision to some place, because it's again grammatically not correct. So the sharing or exchange of what was I saying? Exchanging of thoughts, feelings. It is more on an intimate level, but kind of works well over here, since that is the only option apart from sharing. Okay, so A and C will be the right answer. So the right option would be third one. Okay.